Yo, in lieu of an end of the year list where I ranked the 10 best albums, I was like, what if I just gave folks 100 hip hop albums that they should have listened to this year that they probably didn't? And these are not ranked in order of favoritism, nor in order of importance, nor in order of album quality, but they are all quality albums in my opinion. So let's get into it. Part 1 of 10 of the 100 hip hop albums you should have listened to this year. Number 1 is De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky. Number 2 is Mick Jenkins and Emile, A Murder of Crows. Number 3 is Red Veil, Sankofa. Number 4 is Mavi, The Pilot. Number 5 is Onik Khan, Onik. Chris Patrick, Pray For Me is number 6. Number 7 is Little Sims' Lotus. Number 8 is Soul Child's Rebirth Theory. Number 9 is Planet Giza, The Sky is Recording Me 100 Years Later. And number 10 is Danny Brown, Stardust. I think I'm going to actually write a Substack post or some sort of post where I put all 100 with descriptions and album artwork, but we'll see. Continuing on with the list of 100 hip-hop albums that you probably should have listened to this year, but you didn't. We have 11, Marco Plus versus the Underworld, The Survivor's Cut. Number 12, Odyssey and Route. This is technically EP, but we're counting it. Number 13, Moruf, Melodic, A Hotep Luxury. Number 14, Kenny Mason, The Pup Packs, First and Second Shift. Shay Noir, Seeds in Babylon. She actually released 3 albums. They're great. Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo 2, you already know. Kerosene Kenny, Angel Surveillance. Saba, from the private collection of Saba and No ID. Also, I'm going to add Coffee to this. West Side Gun, Heels Have Eyes, both 2 and 3. And number 20, Conway the Machine, You Can't Kill God with Bullets. Some of these are EPs, but there's really no difference between EP and album these days when you have 5 tracks, 6 tracks, and it's the same length as some of the albums that are only 30 minutes anyways. So, like I said, this is part 2 of 10. We've got 7 more. You can find the full list on Substack, and I'm going to maybe make a YouTube video about it.
Yo, can't believe we're at part 3 of this series already. So here's albums 21 through 30. First up is Rock Marciano, The Coldest Profession. This was actually in collaboration with DJ Premier, and I reviewed this entire album in a reel earlier, so go check that reel out. Bodie James, Permanent Ink. He released 3 albums this year. I think this is my favorite one. Detroit is Still Geekin', and NASA Magic Man. Both these from Baltimore, and both are amazing artists who I've seen live a number of times, and, you know, they cool as shit. Go check them out. Chance the Rapper, Starline, and another Chicago artist, Femdot, Free Samples Volume 3. I actually talked about praying with Femdot inadvertently when I visited Chicago on another reel, so check that out as well. Slick Rick, Victory. Primo Rice, Bad Motherfucker. Let the Dirt Say Amen, Cool Disco Dirt. Both those dudes from DC, so shouts DC as always. And Your Old Droog, Anything is Possible. If you can't tell, I'm a little under the weather from my voice, but we still got our training in. We still got our training done. We're 30 albums in, but there's still so many more to go. And I want to talk a little bit about how I'm approaching this list. These are all albums that you should at least listen to once. Some of them you're going to run back 2 or 3 times. Some of them you're going to run back 10 times. But every single album in here, of the 30 albums I posted and of the 70 that are left, I've listened to all the way through at least once, and I remembered. I didn't write it down that I have to go include this album. This came from my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I listened to this album. So each one is important. Each one is valuable. You may not find a lot of replayability in all of them, but that's not the point. These are all albums that are worth listening to at least once. So with that said, that's 21 through 30. Tell me what y'all thought of 1 through 20 as well. I didn't really get people's thoughts on that.
Yo, we are on part 4 of the list, y'all. 4 of 10, so 40 albums in. Let's get it started. 31, Wale, Everything Is a Lot. Very solid Wale album. No complaints from me. Ruben Vincent, Welcome Home. This was an album exclusively produced by Ninth Wonder, so for the beats alone, definitely give it a listen, but I thought it was a pretty solid album as well. Mobb Deep, Infinite, part of Mass Appeal's amazing run, and an amazing tribute to Mobb Deep. Big Crit, dedicated to Cataly. Shay Noir, Desired Crowns. Shay Noir's second appearance on this list, and one of my favorite of hers this year. Ghostface Killah, Supreme Clientele 2. Infinite Coles, Sweetface Killah, who is the child of Ghostface, and I think produced an amazing album. Definitely give them a listen. Nas, Light Years. Larry June, Life is Beautiful. This is a collab album, I think, with Alchemist and 2 Chainz. Was very solid. And Currency, Never Catch Us, produced exclusively by Harry Fraud. So, we're 40 albums in, And like I said, there's some of these are worth multiple listens. Some of these are just worth one. But it really speaks to the growth of hip hop that we're 40 albums in and I'm still not scraping like for albums. I still understand where I'm going with the list and what's happening, and I'm pretty happy with the list so far. Tell me so far, 40 albums in, what I've forgotten, what I should add, and let's keep going.
Yo, part 5, halfway through the list officially. 100 hip hop albums you should have listened to in 2025. Let's get started. 41, Mac Miller, Balloonerism, R.I.P., his last posthumous album, I believe. 42, Mike, Showbiz. This is a lot of underground rap fans, rapper and rap album of the year. I would have to say it's a very good album. Billy Woods, Gollywog, Rome Streets, Train Spotting. Rome Streets is one of my favorites. El Costo, Dirty Harry 2, Jay Electronica, Written Testimony, Joey Badass, Lonely at the Top, Cal Banks, Rhoda, Jid, God Does Like Ugly, and Earl Sweatshirt, Live, Laugh, Love. So, I obviously didn't finish this before 2026, but that doesn't matter because I said I'm giving y'all 100 albums, and I'm going to give y'all 100 albums. This way, y'all will always have something to listen to for all of 2026, even if it's from 2025. Yo, we at part 6, so let's get it started. Finally, I know a lot of y'all been waiting. 51 clips, let God sort them out. For a lot of people, the rap album of the year, and I can't fault you, I think Mouse's verses and Tyler's guest verse and Nas' verse and so many other verses on this were just amazing, and Pusha always does his thing. 52, Navy Blue, The Sword and the Soaring. I'm honestly surprised that people haven't brought this up more. 53, Benny the Butcher, Summertime Butch 2. 54, El Camino Amino. 55, Nicholas Craven, Late to My Own Funeral, a joint album with Boldy, of course. 56, Errol Holden, Mulberry Silk Road. This was actually presented by Rock Marciano, so that was cool. 57, Reggie, Sometimes and Congrats. Not an album, but I don't know. He never actually releases albums, so I have to put this on there because this is all he's going to release anyways. 58, Deontay Hitchcock, Just a Sample Volume 3, very consistent rapper. 59, Rex Life Raj, In Rhythm, another very consistent rapper. And then 60, Hit Boy, Goldfish. This was a joint production with Alchemist, and I thought was very good. So, not every single album on here, like I said, is like an amazing 5 out of 5 mics. But what I've been trying to kind of prove here is that whatever subgenre of rap you're into, whether it's like the boom bap underground, whether it's more like adjacent to Tyler's Flower Boy, it's all here. At first, I was doubting myself, am I going to do 100? Then I remember I ain't even dip into the trap bag. I ain't even dip into sort of the abstract bag. And I didn't dip into the stuff that I sort of liked, listened to once, and I think that other people liked, even if I didn't like it as much. So let's get into that stuff. Pink Sifu, Onyx, Kai Crusade, Joint for You. Shouts to Nia for reminding me that this was an album that came out this year. I had totally forgotten about it, but it was great. It was actually a really good album. Amine, 13 Months of Sunshine. This album was okay. I ain't gonna hold you. IDK, Bravado Intimo, another solid sort of like production by him. What else we got here? Saba Coffee, just putting Saba twice on the list because he did release 2 albums. Hit Boy, Yeast Talking. So in addition to the Alchemist album, this is like with Nitty and a bunch of other folks that is really cool. YBS Scola, Only Hope 4, shouts to Baltimore. No Savage, True Mob, Roddy Rex, Twin Towers, again, shouts to Baltimore. And Frito Bang, Creature Music. Frito's actually one of my favorite sort of like sing-songy rappers. I ain't gonna hold you. But we at part 8. That means 80 albums. Let's get it started. Damogenesis. Yes, that Damogenesis. Scram. Speaking of people that are still around and maybe surprising names to hear, we got Blue. God Takes Care of Babies and Fools. Y'all might remember him from Blue in Exile, of course. Shay Noir with her last appearance on this list, sadly, but still an amazing album. The Colored Chocolate 2. And number 73 and 74 are Kamaya, one of my favorite West Coast artists. She makes amazing albums. Fired Up and First Lady of the Mob, both worth a listen. And then number 75 and 76 are both by Jay Worthy, Once Upon a Time and Once Upon a Time 2. I'm a little hard on Brown Boys, but these albums wasn't bad. 77, Gold Link, Enoch. 78, J Prince, Shine. 79, Raekwon, The Emperor's New Clothes. Haven't mentioned that one yet. And 80, Lakely 47 for promotional use only. I love her. I'm so glad that she's back and she's rapping. She's a true rapper. Once again, another 10 albums that showcase the diversity of rap music that came out in 2025.
A lot of West Coast artists, a lot of blog era artists. Whatever you wanted, 2025 had it. Yo, part 9. That means we at 90. Let's go. 82, McKinley Dixon, Magic, Alive, a great little jazzy rap album. Prem Rock, did you enjoy your time here? Like a solid little producer rap album. Black Milk and Fat Ray, Food from the Gods. I'm so happy that 15, 20 years later, Black Milk is still one of the best producers out there. Open Mike Eagle, Neighborhood Gods Unlimited. Open Mike Eagle has secretly become one of my favorite YouTubers as well as a great rapper. So shouts to him. He always has been. Bruiser Wolf, Potluck, you already know. Jim Legacy, Black British Music. Him and Lil Sims, I think, are the only Black British rappers I have on here, so I hold them in high esteem. Guy Scavera, Goyard Ibn Said. I actually saw him live in Baltimore. Shouts to K Pequeño. And Key Glock, Lockavelli, and Currency, 1015. It's kind of a cheat code because I feel like Currency released an album a month, but it's still worth mentioning because who's so consistent and who else can do that? But we really made it to 90 albums, y'all. 90 albums that came out in 2025. Yeah, we did it. We're at 100. Let's just go through it real quick, and then I'll get to the other stuff. 91, Overcast, While the Iron is Hot. 92, Bruiser Wolf, Made by Dope. This with Harry Fraud. 93, Monaleo, Who Did the Body. 94, G Herbo, Lil Herb. 95, Skino, Middle of Hell. Shouts to DMV. 96, Cardi B, Am I the Drama? 97, Nick Grant, I Took It Personal. 98, Samara Sin, Backroads. This was an EP, but it was 5 songs. 99, Metro Boomin, A Futuristic Summer. And 100, Playboy Cardi, I Am Music. Like I said at the beginning of the list, this is not an order of importance. This is not an order of quality. It is more so the fact that I have listened to all 100 of these albums and I've enjoyed something and taken something from each of them. This list was made in direct response to the idea that hip-hop is not in a healthy place, that hip-hop, because it's not on Billboard charts, is not doing well. With these 100 albums, I can easily show you how diverse hip-hop is, how many subgenres have flourished, how many different types of people get to do hip-hop, and how many of those rappers are just rapping their asses off. The quality of music has done nothing but increase. The quantity of music has done nothing but increase. Anything you're looking for in hip-hop is there. That's undeniable. Now, hip-hop is one of very many genres, right? R&B had a great year. Rock had a great year. Alternative had a great year. But hip-hop is the one constantly being attacked by the media and being stolen right before our eyes. We have to protect hip-hop and show what hip-hop really is.